Hello everybody and welcome to the first lesson on the final private reading project. Now this is the first lesson for the bronze level of the private reading project. So if you've chosen a different level that's not bronze, then you'll need to come out of this video and find the correct video for you. So what are we going to be doing over the next few lessons? Well, let's take a look at the plan. So lesson 1, that's today, we're going to be talking about beginning our projects. Lesson 2 is going to be talking about the main body and most of the important things that you need to include in your project. The third lesson will be talking about how to finish off. And the fourth lesson is going to be about proofreading our work and how to take pride in our work and make sure that it meets all of the success criteria. Okay, so just as a quick reminder for everybody about the private reading project in general, this was something that began in August. The aim of the project was to encourage everybody in S1 and S2 to do more reading for pleasure and to make sure that we give everybody the opportunity to achieve a certificate and complete something that they can be really proud of. So over the next few lessons, we're going to be focusing on the final part of the project, and everybody will be working towards one of our goals, so bronze, silver, gold or platinum. And this is the first video, remember, for the bronze level award. So what is bronze level and what exactly do you need to do? So you only need to make a poster for bronze level. It should focus on 3 short stories or 3 novels, and it should include the following things. So a note about the book covers or the short story covers, the title, the author and the blurb of the texts. So remember, that's the bit at the back of the book that tells you what it's going to be about. It should also include your personal response to each of the texts that you've read, so what you thought about them, what your opinions were and your personal feelings about what you read. And lastly, it should also include a detailed explanation of which of the stories or texts was your favourite one and why it was your favourite one. How are we going to do this then? Well, as we said, today's lesson we're going to be focusing on the beginning, so how to get started and what you're going to need to include. Then we'll talk about the middle bit, so how we're going to flesh out the main content of your project work. Finishing off, so how to round up your project in an effective way and make sure that you've checked it over. And then taking pride in our work, so how to check your work against the success criteria and make sure that it looks fantastic and that you are able to feel really, really proud of it. How to get started on the beginning then. So you're going to need a success criteria checklist for your poster, and here it is. So remember to include pictures of the book covers. If you can't find a picture of the book cover or you've read short stories, then what you could perhaps do is just search on the internet for the title of your story and have a Google image search. And if you can't find the actual book cover or there doesn't seem to be one, then what to do instead is pick an image and use that you think really fits in with what your story was about. So you need to include a picture, your personal response, so what you thought about the story, the title and the author, so who wrote them and what they were called, a little note about the blurb of the texts, so if that's been a novel, that's the part at the back of the book that tells you all about what it's going to be like, and which story was your favourite one and why. So you should include all of those things in your final poster. How to get going then. So you can create your poster using any one of the following. So Book Creator, the app on your iPad, Word, you can use Pages if you would like, or you can use good old-fashioned pen and paper, whichever one suits you best. And here is an example plan. So as part of today's lesson, you're going to be making a plan for your final poster so that you have an idea of what it's going to look like and how everything fits together. So you're going to be doing this at the bottom of your OneNote page. So you can either add in a picture of your work if it's been hand drawn, or there will be space at the bottom where you can use your finger or an Apple pen or pencil or whatever you would like, and you can draw it at the bottom of the OneNote page, and that will keep everything together. So what I've included on my example plan is an interesting title, the cover images or pictures that you've chosen, a note about the title, the author and the blurb, extra pictures and funky designs to make your poster look fab, so get creative, make it colourful, change the fonts and things like that, maybe plan out on your plan where you're going to put your pictures, a space for your personal response to each text, and also a space where you're going to add a note about which text was your favourite one and why. So remember, this is just a rough plan, this is not your final poster, and if you've done it on a piece of paper with pens, then you can just take a quick picture of it and add it to the bottom of your OneNote page, or you can just draw it directly onto the OneNote page underneath the slides for today's lesson. So pause the video and have a go at that now. And that's the end of today's lesson. Well done, and remember to speak to your teacher if you need help with anything that we've covered in today's class.